right, so we are here with one of my clients, Rachel, who did a 16-week program, but then we wound up working together a little bit longer. And altogether, we were together for about 6 months. And so I'm just going to have you take it away right now, Rachel. And why don't you just start by sharing a little bit about you, what your lifestyle is like, what you do for a living, and what your day to day really looks like right now.
Sure. So I am a stay-at-home mom to two young toddlers, children, crazy people. My husband works a pretty demanding job. He travels every week, almost every week for work. So a lot of the time I'm home alone with the kids all day, all night.
Hmm.
And we live a pretty active lifestyle between just generally working out, being healthy, going on walks, parks, taking our kids to activities, school, church. It seems like we have something going on every day. So I would say we're living a pretty normal, active family lifestyle. Most of the time, my days are filled with bringing the kids to their activities and um, taking care of them. I do it full time. I don't have a job, but it's actually like I have five jobs really. Chauffeur, chef, nurse, boo boo, taker carer.
Hmm.
And there's not a lot of time for myself or my own schedule. Um, so yeah, that's what I do all day.
Okay, you're nonstop on the go 24/7. I know what that's like. I'm sure anybody listening to this can probably relate. Being a stay at home mom does not mean you're just sitting on the couch all of the time. You probably don't ever sit down. So that just means, yeah, you have a super demanding schedule and you jumped into this because you knew that you needed something to help you with getting healthy and feeling good that was going to fit into that demanding schedule of all of the activities that you're taking the kiddos to and all that it requires from you at home with bedtime. And I have a husband that travels, so like people that don't have spouses that travel, it's really hard. It's really hard to try to juggle it all on your own. But you've done a really great job at it so far with starting this program and finishing it and seeing how far you've come so far. But let's take a moment to rewind back to before you jumped into the program and before you got started. What was your biggest challenge that you were struggling with that made you think, I really need some outside help here, and I really need to hire an expert and a professional to come alongside me? What were those really big struggles and challenges for you?
Sure. So there's a couple of things that come to mind right away. The first thing is consistency. I would see something maybe on social media or hear about a program through a friend, and I would try to do it. And I've actually worked with another trainer before as well, and I would try to commit to whatever the program was, whether it's fitness, working out, or nutrition. And it would always start really good, but I never could continue it for whatever reason. Maybe it was too involved, too demanding, or it just wasn't sustainable
Mm.
from a nutrition standpoint. Our schedule would change. My husband would travel, someone would get sick, something would happen, and I would fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
So consistency would probably be my number one thing. The next thing I would say is nutrition. I've tried different diets, elimination diets, whole 30, paleo, and they're super helpful while you're doing it.
Mhm.
But it's really hard to live a normal life while you are eliminating pretty much all food groups.
Yeah.
So again, I do really well when I was at home in a controlled environment, but then we would travel or an event would come up, or again, someone would get sick, something would happen, and I'd fall off the bandwagon. So I needed something that was helpful to my specific dietary needs, but then also sustainable and something that I could incorporate into my family's lifestyle so that I'm not cooking 5 different meals
Yeah.
for everyone in our family. And then the last thing I would say is just a structured fitness program, again, specifically for me
Mhm.
and my body's needs and my goals. I had tried different workout programs, apps, whatever you want to call it. And it was maybe good in the moment, but it wasn't specific for me. So I never felt like I saw the real results that I wanted, that I
Yeah.
knew I could achieve.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, and that's really what a lot of people do, right? They see these different challenges online, on Instagram, on YouTube, or these diets or these ab challenges. And I think what you realize through these last 6 months, and then what other people would benefit from, is being able to have a custom tailored approach to nutrition and fitness and their workouts, because the reality is, having a busy schedule, traveling, having an event for your kids on the weekend, or going to a barbecue or a birthday party, it's really hard to sustain Whole30, paleo, all of these restrictive, clean and good, I'm not bashing the diet, but things that are really challenging to actually keep up with and still feel really good and get the results that you are looking for. So over the last 6 months, then, in general, what do you feel like our time together has given you from a result standpoint that you weren't able to get with those other things that you had tried?
I think the thing that I'm most happy about is I know that this is sustainable and something that I can continue to do, even if I don't get to check in with you all the time or
Mhm.
have you on standby for questions. I know what I need to do to keep the results that I've achieved. Like my physical results, obviously, I've lost over 10 pounds,
Mhm.
lost inches, but also gained a little bit back in muscle,
Mhm.
which was really important to me. Um, my clothes don't fit anymore, so I have to get new clothes. Darn. Um, and I just feel more confident. Like I'm comfortable in my skin. I feel good about myself. It's hopefully summer here. It's hopefully gonna get warm here, and I'll be
Some
able
point
to
in time.
wear a swimsuit and not think twice about, oh, how do I look? What swimsuit should I wear? Do I need to cover up? Like I'm comfortable in my skin. And then fitness wise, I have a plan. I know what I need to do. I've made it a priority.
Mhm.
And every day, every week, I figure out how I can fit that into my schedule because I know that it makes me a happier mom and person. And I've had a mindset change to where it's not something that I like have to do, it's something that I get to do.
Yeah.
And it's something that's a non-negotiable for me now.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you've created, it took consistency, and obviously we were checking in regularly, but as the months went on, it just became something where, and you were working out, what some people don't know is, like, you were like, I have to make this fit with my schedule. So you were working out, waking up at 4:30. What time were you waking up
Or
at?
15, yeah.
4:15 to make it happen, you guys. So dedication, figuring out what's going to work for your schedule. You stuck with it. Now you're changing up your schedule a little bit and trying to figure out what's still going to work. And that was also part of the program and part of the process. If you can just speak to that a little bit, which was having me, what was the the strength and the power of having me here with you through this process when it came to custom nutrition and workouts. Where was that value that maybe you didn't have before with the other things that you had tried?
Sure. So I think the most helpful for me, having some different autoimmune and health conditions and physical restrictions, maybe you'd call them.
Yeah.
Having you, MICKAYLA, as the expert, I could bring these questions, concerns, issues, and troubleshoot
Hmm.
them with you and use your expertise. You would give me tips, feedback, pointers, things to try, and we'd try them. And if it wasn't working, we'd come back to square one and we say, okay, why isn't this working? What are you seeing? Why isn't it working? And then we'd figure out where to go from there. Where before I was just kind of on my own and, oh, well, this person said to do this, so I'm just going to do this, even though it hurts or it's
Mm.
uncomfortable or um, I get a stomach ache after I eat this, or whatever it may be. Having your expertise was invaluable because now I have, I've learned from you and I have all these tools and I know how to troubleshoot. And so if something isn't working in the future, I can kind of take a step back and say, okay, what did we try before?
Yeah.
How did MICKAYLA help me solve this and
Mhm.
work through it on my own?
Yeah. Well, and I'm not going away. So it's not like you can't ever not message me again and be like, what's going on with this? I need your help. Like, I'm always here to help with it. I loved being here through the process of being able to pivot and have those conversations because I think that that's honestly one of the biggest and most important parts of a custom program like this is that you're working so closely one on one with me that you never received before with a different approach. And it really is a collaboration. It is a team thing. You have to come in and you have to invest and you have to be committed. And the same thing goes for me. And it's really just working together to figure out what's going to be the best approach and plan for you so that, like you said, you can learn through the process and then take it with you from this point forward. Yes, I have some clients that stay with me for 12 years, but that's just because A, they love it, and B, they can afford it, So they're like, yeah, I love you there and I want to keep you there and I'm just going to stick with it. But that's not my goal. My goal isn't to have somebody to be reliant on me for the rest of their lives. And so I love seeing that you really found the power in yourself of being able to learn and then feel like I know what I need to do now. I got my plan. I know what works for my body and I'm going to make this work, and you have. We finished with your initial program and we transitioned into continuing a new fitness program, and you sent me some messages being like I can tell my legs are getting more toned. We switched up your training style a little bit. You're still doing all of your workouts from home. Want to make that be known as you don't have to be in some fancy gym and wasting your time driving to and from the gym. If you don't want to, you can get results and have a great plan and program in the comfort of your own home. And I think that you've found a lot of value in being able to do that too. um, okay, so last question is, if you were to run into somebody or if you were to talk to somebody that was in a position of where you were prior to starting this program, um, and you were to what advice would you give them if they were listening to this, contemplating on jumping into working with me and getting their own custom plan when they are currently right now at the same spot that you were prior to starting?
I wish I wouldn't have waited so long to reach out. Um, I watched you for a while and for whatever reason I thought, oh, it wasn't the right time. I didn't have enough time to fully commit to it. But I think that I would tell them to just stop overthinking it and do it. It is a huge commitment. Like you said, it's a team effort. I feel like I've given 100% and I get that back. But it's been worth it for me. Everything that I've learned and how I've changed and grown. I would just tell them to just do it.
Yeah.
Even it is a financial commitment, I would say that. And
Oh yeah.
but you get what you pay for. And to me, it's been worth every single penny and then some. And you're never going to regret investing in yourself. And that's what I've learned from this is that by investing in myself, I'm investing in my kids, my family, my husband, my health.
Yeah.
Once you lose your health, it's very, very hard to get that back. And I've been in positions like that. And I think it's just made me appreciate this so much more. And I think that if other people would do it, they would understand how I'm feeling and what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. They have to be on the other side though. They have to jump in and be on the other side to really be able to know what you are saying and to be able to relate to that. Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing your story and your experience with the program. And I'm just so proud of you. Genuinely, I'm sad to not be able to talk to you every single week and as often as we have been, but I'm also really proud to send you on your way and see what you can do on your own and to just live your happiest, healthiest life with your little cuties and hubby, and that you can continue to go on vacations and have people tell you how great your abs are as a mom of two.
Yes.
More of that, more of that.
Yes, more of that.